We're here with candidate for Lawrence County Sheriff Stephane Williams. Stephane, why did you decide to run for Lawrence County Sheriff?
Really, I decided to run for the citizens of Lawrence. The citizens deserve to have a sheriff that's more professional, that's more proactive, one that's more service-minded, and that candidate is me. Lawrence County deserves to have a sheriff that's more educated. I have a Bachelor of Science from the College of Criminal Justice from the University of South Carolina. They deserve to have a candidate that's more experienced. I'm experienced with all of Lawrence County citizens' everyday need of law enforcement. My opponent is not. His training consists of traffic and related trainings associated with working as a highway patrolman. That's his experience. That's not what we need for the Sheriff's Office of Lawrence. Lawrence County Sheriff's Office deserves to have a sheriff that's more proven, one that's more prepared. We don't have time for a sheriff to learn on the job. We need a sheriff that's available from day one to work and manage and supervise all of their everyday needs instantly. They also need a sheriff that has a vision, that has goals, that have a purpose. And I have yet to see, hear, read any visions associated with my opponent because they don't have any. He's been running for sheriff now for a long time. This is his third time running. He should be the sharpest candidate available. And surely he should have a vision for the sheriff's office. And I do have a vision for the sheriff's office. My vision for the sheriff's office is Lawrence County citizens driven through crime prevention. My background, again, from University of South Carolina, and I also worked some jobs with the Department of Juvenile Justice where I was a crime prevention specialist. I like to bring my experience along with my education to involve all community resources that's available so we can tackle and take care of the issues and crimes associated within the county of Lawrence. And I believe that community involvement is the key to success to law enforcement. And I highly believe it takes a village to raise a child. Our children are our future. And it takes the community as a whole to raise and protect our children in Lawrence County. That's my vision for the Sheriff's Office of Lawrence. And that's why I'm running for sheriff.
Okay. You've been with the Sheriff's Office a good while. What do you think the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office does well?
Well, we have a lot of outstanding officers at the Sheriff's Office. I commend a lot of them. But under times of crisis, under times of disaster, under times of losing loved ones, what that means, losing loved ones because of a missing person, or losing loved ones because of death. But it's just amazing how, under times like that, as our officers of all divisions, from the warrant division to the uniform patrols to the investigative division, the detention facility, the judicial services, and all divisions come together to properly bring closure to the family in need. In addition to that, I manage and I supervise the investigative division and the narcotics division. The narcotics division does an outstanding job of enforcing drug laws here in Lawrence County. But however, also consider that they do an outstanding job. In addition to that, I want to make it better. And I can make it better by putting together a multi-jurisdictional drug unit. And in that drug unit, it would consist of officers of the Sheriff's Office. It would consist of other agencies within Lawrence County, Lawrence City PD with Sonny Latta, Chief. Also Chief with Clinton City Public Safety, Robin Morris. Also consisting of every adjoining county of Lawrence County. Those Union counties, the Greenwood County, the Newberry County, Greenville County, having also members from those other counties to be a part of this multi-jurisdictional drug unit. In addition to that, it's also involved state agencies with SLED, also involved the federal government with FBI, the FBI and ATF. And criminals don't have jurisdictional boundaries. And incorporating this multi-jurisdictional jurisdictional drug unit, I would not also have jurisdictional boundaries. In addition to that, it will aid in the prosecution of those cases, prosecuted on a state level, which I have a wonderful relationship with our Solicitor Stumbo. Awesome relationship. In addition to that, is also prosecute these cases on a federal level. So I look forward to being the sheriff of Lawrence County to implement that multi-jurisdictional drug unit.
What do you think needs improving with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office?
Lawrence County Sheriff's Office need to improve, and I understand that it's been a problem for a long time when it comes to response time. We need to get to our citizens quicker, and we can accomplish that by immediately, I will be assessing every position with the Sheriff's Office, and based upon the need to determine where we can allocate services from one division to move to another division or combined division, for an example. Sheriff's Office is made up of the Warrant Division, Investigative Division, Uniform Patrol, Detention Facility, Judicial Services, and Civil Process. And immediately, we can combine or at least bring personnel from one division to increase members in Uniform Patrol and or combined division, because ultimately, we're going to respond quicker to our residents in need, but also officers present deters crime. And having more officers on the streets, on our roads, in our neighborhoods, instantly will reduce crimes in our areas of Lawrence County. And we can accomplish that by simply restructuring the Sheriff's Office.
What changes will you make at the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office?
Billy, revamping the Sheriff's Office to meet the need of the citizens of Lawrence. In addition to that, is that we're gonna have to recruit more qualified officers. Again, we have some outstanding officers, but from the year 2015, we have lost 17 officers. And a large part of that reason is because, I'll give you an example, we can bring a young officer in and send him through the Criminal Justice Academy. And we can, upon completion of the Criminal Justice Academy, we can come back and field train this officer for several weeks. But just as soon as this officer realized that now he's at a point where he can go out individually and protect and serve the citizens of our county we love, he realized that he can go within our county to the Lawrence City PD or Clinton Public Safety, and even reaching out to the other counties that also adjoins Lawrence County and make $1 to $3 more an hour. So we're gonna have that at some point, and I have begun discussions with our county administrator, John Kamey. He also realized the same as I'm saying. I'm also gonna visit with county council to address this issue, because if we don't have a competitive salary, we will continue being a training facility, not only for Lawrence County, but for the state of South Carolina.
What do you see happening in your first 90 days if you're elected sheriff of Lawrence County?
Revamping the sheriff's office to truly meet the needs of citizens of Lawrence County. In addition to that, is school safety. We're gonna have to do more in our school system to protect our children. And I plan to better train officers to be able to recognize and remove or repel threats potentially to our children. But in addition to that, I also will be reaching out to Dr. O'Shea's with District 56, reaching out to Dr. Peters with District 55, and do some additional advanced training directly with school staff so they can do the same. I'm not trying to make police officers out of them, just so they can do the same as recognizing potential threats or something that's dangerous to our children of Lawrence County.
Now, one of the controversies surrounding this race has been the fact that your opponent, Don Reynolds, has not participated in any debates or forums. You've been very vocal about that, challenging him to a debate. What did you want to accomplish by him coming to a debate and having an opportunity to basically square off with you face to face?
Well, Billy, it's what we're supposed to do. We work for the citizens of Lawrence, and we are obligated to listen to the needs of our community. We are obligated to allow them to ask us questions if not so much debate, to at least listen to them, to see what their questions are, and we respond back with our answers. So they have a full educated, and we also inform them of what our goals are, what our purposes are, how we would address certain issues. It's no different than, most tools that's used now in employment. It's an interview process. And it allows you to sit down and be asked questions by someone or some people, and ask questions to see how you qualify for the job at hand. And upon completion of that interview, there's an intelligent decision made on who's going to be the proper candidate. It's no different from running for the sheriff. We owe it to the citizens of Lawrence to debate, for them to ask those questions, ask whatever questions, whatever issues they have surrounding the county, and we intelligently give our response. And in addition to that, it also shows how knowledgeable we are with issues associated with Lawrence County, how experienced we are with issues associated with the sheriff's office, and how lack we are with issues and problems that's associated with the sheriff's office of Lawrence. And my opponent has never worked one case that's associated with the sheriff's office, from a petty larceny to a double homicide and everything in between. He has never worked. There's a reason why he won't debate. There's a reason why he won't meet the needs of the people to respond to see what questions do they have in that type setting.
Why do you think the citizens of Lawrence County should elect you their next sheriff?
Because it's a very crucial and a very serious election. One of us is going to be the sheriff of Lawrence County, whether it be my opponent or it be myself. One of us is going to be the sheriff of Lawrence County. And I encourage all to see that there's going to be some life-changing decisions that's made by either me or my opponent. I have made those life-changing decisions. Those decisions that affect you and your household and some neighbors in their community. I have made those tough decisions. I have made them before. But I encourage them to realize that I am more educated. I am more experienced with all the everyday needs of law enforcement. I am more prepared. I'm prepared right now to be the sheriff of Lawrence County. We don't have time for someone to learn on the job. I am more proven. I have successfully worked every case associated with the sheriff's office, successfully. And I want people to really realize, and I hate to bring it up, but it's reality. There's going to be another event that happened in Lawrence County. There's going to be another bad event that happens in Lawrence County. As much as we try to prevent it, there's going to be another murder in Lawrence County. And I just encourage every citizen of this county, if it involves the loss of your loved ones, if it involves the loss of the person that you love more than you love yourself, then you deserve to have somebody that has worked those cases before successfully. My opponent has never worked those type cases before. And I ask the question to you again, who would you want responding? A person that's never worked a type murder case before, or a person that's been working murder cases for the last 22 years? Because you deserve a person to respond that can properly work those cases, that has worked those cases before, because you deserve to have proper closure for the loss of your loved ones. And if you would allow me to implement my vision for the sheriff's office, we will move one family at a time, one house at a time, one yard at a time, one community at a time, and we will create a county, whether you're white or black or young or old, rich or poor, will be proud to have a county that we all call home.